Hey guys, today I want to talk about the buffs to the Elemental Shaman that just went live on this past reset. So we didn't have a whole lot of time to react to it. They announced it the day before and then they went live. So I'm a little bit late getting this video out to begin with, but that being said, I'm kind of glad that I'm waiting a second because now I've got a chance to play with it myself and I've been able to see what other people have done with this buff since it's been out. So with that being said, let's just go over it real quick. So first off, Lightning Bolt has been increased by 10%, Lava Burst by 6, Earth Shock by 6, Elemental Blast by 6, Icefury by 80, Icefury will now cause Frost Shocks to generate 14 Maelstrom up from 8, and Frost Shock has been increased by 15% as well. So the developers note being that these changes are aimed at improving Elemental's single target damage, which it absolutely has, and we also felt that Icefury should deal more damage so the spell is not solely focused on the follow-up Frost Shock. So that's not entirely true about how it worked. It did generate a ton of Maelstrom, 25 Maelstrom, and then it also could overload as well to generate even more. So, but now it does have a nice single target component to it, or a more damage component. It actually hits harder than Lightning Bolt now, even with the buffs to Lightning Bolt. So that's kind of nice as well. So again, it's kind of hard to like look at numbers like this and kind of get a real idea from it. But that being said, we can go ahead and look at the logs from yesterday and kind of look at how that's affected the class. So first off, Taros was a boss that we were like way down at the bottom, maybe third from the bottom, or kind of jostling in that area. And now after these buffs, you can see around the 80th percentile, we're now just above the middle. So very nice right there. But then on top of that, if you look at the 95th percentile, we're going to jump even higher because of the high roll nature of some of the builds. So one of the problems to the Elemental Shaman, like again, I just released a video on Saturday about all the different problems that I have with the spec, as well as a lot of other people in the comments giving their takes on it as well. This doesn't fix any of the problems with Elemental Shaman whatsoever, but this will help as a band-aid fix to kind of give us more single target damage, to at least be doing the damage regardless of all the issues that the class has. So that's at least something. That'll at least get us there and not be as low on the meters as we have been coming up to this. So if we look at something like a Sinarth, where we're now like more middle of the pack, we were down here towards the bottom at the 80th percentile. If we go up to the 95th, about the same there as well. If we look at a fight like Kurog was by far our worst fight, and now we're like off the ground. We were at the very, very bottom coming into this, and now we're a little bit off the ground there. It doesn't really help too much at the 95th percentile. Still, people are high rolling more than we are, but that's okay because I'm okay having like a one fight that we're like not that great in at all. Because if you come over here to something like Broodkeeper, then you can be looking kind of like in the same area, like that middle range here. However, if you get that high rolling nature at the 95th percentile, we're doing quite well there. So, you know, it's looking a lot better than where it was. I don't want to like, you know, downplay this at all. Our single target has definitely improved. I think we're actually in a good place now to at least say that we're not like a hindrance on the raid. We're still not bringing any, like valuable utility that other classes can't bring, but you know, this is definitely putting us in a much better place from a tuning perspective. So that being said, you know, that pretty much covers it with raid. We're in a much better place. We're like above middle now, or like at least right at middle, probably averaging about in the middle range, maybe even a little bit lower middle. But that being said, this definitely puts us in a much better position. The one change to playstyle possibly that might be affected is in the single target build. There are some people that are reporting that now with this buff, and then also if you have high mastery, like 4,000 to 5,000 mastery, that the Mountains Will Fall build of the single target, where you just put these points over into here, will sim better for you than WLR. Now, I have very low mastery, so Wind Speakers is still simming much higher, and Further Beyond is also simming higher than that. But that being said, like if you're looking for something a little bit more consistent, then this build has actually started to catch up a bit, especially with higher values of mastery. But sim yourself if you're like really trying to optimize. Always sim yourself to figure out which build is going to work out best for you. So with that being said, we can kind of go back over here and talk about Mythic Plus a little bit. I've gotten a chance to play around with it today, and especially in single target, as you would expect, it has gotten much better. I will say, again, just reiterating, none of the issues have been fixed. If you're taking Elemental Blast, you're going to be doing way more damage in single target, but you're still giving up the AoE from Searing Flames. And, you know, vice versa. If you're taking Searing Flames, then you're losing all of that damage from Elemental Blast. And Elemental Blast is a big pickup in single target. So again, you're still having to make that decision, but you're not nearly as behind anymore. I've been running Elemental Blast so far this week, and I've been doing really well on the meters, at least for single target, but I definitely still feel that drop off in AoE for sure. But even like in a thing like Algathar's Academy, it doesn't feel as punishing now to take Elemental Blast, but you know, you still have that issue of like picking one or the other. But again, like I said, I don't want this to be too, you know, like coming down on it too much. Again, I shouldn't be expecting any kind of like major fixes to the spec as a whole, especially in the middle of a patch. That's just not something that we should be looking for. This will help for right now. It's a nice band-aid fix. It helps put us out of like harm's way of becoming completely irrelevant. So yeah, definitely good things to look at. The thing I'm actually most interested in for the future of the class, because every time you come into a new patch, like buffs like these tend to get like washed out and things will have to get changed later on. The thing I'm like most interested in here is the change to Icefury and the generation of that extra Maelstrom. It'll be interesting to see how that affects us down the line, and seeing how, if Icefury gets used more or less, probably more now, into future tiers and stuff like that, and like maybe bringing back, you know, maybe crit builds in single target. I highly doubt that'll be a thing as long as DRE exists, but you know, that might be something that we see more use out of, and actually wanting to press Icefury, which has been something in single target. For fire builds, I should clarify, for fire builds, it's not something that you've wanted to press. These buffs might make it something that actually might make you want to press the button and actually feel good about using those abilities. So with that being said, the last thing I wanted to talk about, the lightning build for Mythic Plus, it's definitely less played. I don't play it that often. It's kind of hard to tell where this will overall like kind of settle in, because Icefury does do AoE damage as well when you're taking electrified shocks. Hard to say where that's actually going to you know, leave it. I don't think that it's going to outperform Wildfire at high keys. It might now, like in high fortified keys where you're specializing into AoE. But it's kind of hard to say, because from what I've seen from Sim so far, Wildfire is still going to completely clear lightning for single target. But like if you're in like the 15 to like 20 range, there's nothing wrong with using the lightning build at all. Like there, you know, it's still really good, especially if you're killing things really fast. Then the Wildfire build isn't even getting a chance to set up. Like especially if you're doing low keys, I would only suggest doing the lightning build, and this only makes those things better. So with that being said, like I think the lightning build will definitely get better, especially in that like 3 to 4 target range, because of the fact that you're getting that much more damage out of your Icefuries. But you know, we'll see how it actually pans out long term when people have gotten a chance to actually play around with it a little bit more. So I don't see it like fully overtaking Wildfire, or probably not overtaking Wildfire at all. But that being said, it definitely helps it a little bit more, I'd say, than it does the Wildfire build, those buffs there. So that being said, that's pretty much it. We're definitely in a much better place now. We're definitely going to be sitting more towards the middle. We'll see how like people start filling out with gear just a little bit more. There's a couple more item levels that everyone can kind of get out of our vault and out of raid as well. We'll see if that kind of pushes it down a little bit more, because it seems that we've been scaling not great with gear this expansion. So we'll see if we kind of fall a little bit now as the next couple weeks go on, if people finally finish gearing out their characters. But hopefully it shouldn't move too much from where we're seeing it right now. So yep, that's pretty much it. That's kind of my thoughts on it. It's a good band-aid fix. I would have hoped for maybe just a little bit more, but maybe that's just me being greedy. So that's pretty much it for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, or if you want to like comment on this, what you guys think of it, what your experience has been on it, please let me know in the comments below. Other than that, I stream at twitch.tv/Ridmark, so come give me a follow there if you're interested in that as well. So other than that, guys, I will see you in the next video.